Hi, my name is Natasha Tracy, and this is Bipolar Burble. Today I wrote about the idea that there is an equation for suicide. And the equation is hopelessness plus suffering equals suicide. Now, of course, there are actually many risk factors for suicide. I do understand this. But when you take a look at them, I think they all boil down to suffering and hopelessness. Now, as humans, we tend to know when we're suffering, and we even usually know when other people are suffering. And when we're suffering, we try to reduce the suffering in ourselves and in others. That's what we do, and that's what we should do. Suffering is horrible. The problem is, you can't always reduce someone's suffering. You can't always get to the point where you actually are able to make the pain less. And this can happen, for example, when a person does have a mental illness like depression. Sometimes it takes time for the pain to reduce, the suffering to reduce. And you, as a friend or a mother or as a brother, whomever, you actually can't do anything to help. You can feel absolutely powerless. But none of us wants to lose anyone to suicide. And focusing on suffering is not the only thing to do. Focusing on hope is something else we need to do. So even when we can't help ourselves feel better, even when we can't help someone else feel better, what we can do is try to increase hope, or at least decrease hopelessness. Because it does take the suffering and the hopelessness together to produce this horrible, life-threatening response of suicide. So if you can't fix one, then try and address the other. And hopelessness isn't easy to address either. Hopelessness is very difficult, and hopelessness comes with things like depression. It's an actual symptom. However, hope can be offered in many ways, and you, as a loved one, sitting there with your person who is suffering and saying, I know you don't feel hope right now. I am going to feel hope for you. I know that better days are coming, and I will hold on to that hope for you, because one day you're going to want it back, and it's going to be here waiting for you. I call them the hope holders. And when you can't do anything else for someone, you can hold on to hope. You can hold on to their hope, and you can talk to them about it, and you can be there for them, and you can hold their hands. That's what you can do for them. So even when you can't reduce suffering, hopefully you can increase hope to some degree in yourself or in others. Because I am here to tell you that hope exists. Hope is real. Hope is a thing. You can hang on to it. Someone else can hang on to it for you. And when you do that, when you acknowledge that hope is real and it exists, then you reduce your chance of dying. And that's really, really important to me, to your loved ones, to everyone. My name is Natasha Tracy, and this is Bipolar Burble.